Hello everyone, welcome back to Iggy's Toy Parade and Soldier Review. This is your host, Iggy, and today we're going to be talking about Iwo Jima Marines from the BMC Iwo Jima playset. Now, who is BMC? BMC was a company started in 1991 by a fellow by the name of Jim McMaster, and it's in partnership now with another company called Victory by Incorporated, and they're based in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I've got a couple BMC playsets in the past. I purchased the Gettysburg set, the Alamo set, and the D-Day set. And in some of them, I need to be honest, I didn't care for the figures that much. In fact, with the Civil War set, I think I actually threw them out. So that's not a great way to start a review, but these figures are different because they are inspired by sculpts from King and Country. And King and Country is a really high-end metal toy soldiers that are finely detailed and painted. I've seen them in person. They're really nice, but, Iggy doesn't have that kind of money. Most of us don't anymore. But these Marines are from the Iwo Jima playset, and I gotta say they're really good. The more I look at them, the more I like them. Now, I've got quite a number of them here on the table because I bought an extra set of figures for my playset. I think the original playset I bought at the West Coaster, I think I wrote it down in my journal here. Hold on a second, guys. Let me get this out here. I bought the Iwo Jima playset on March 4th of 2001, and then I bought a subsequent set of figures at a hobby store in Burbank on February 23rd of 2002. And the second set you see here, it was in a plastic header bag. Header meaning there's a card on the top that says BMC Iwo Jima. And for some reason, the Japanese are missing. Now, I don't recall separating them out into another bag or anything, but so far all I can find is these figures here. I was unable to find the playset either. But let's talk about the figures before I get too crazy about other stuff, because you know how Iggy gets distracted. Who, me? What am I doing, guys? All right, let's take a look here. So we have a guy with a bazooka, guy running at port arms. You got a fella crawling along the beach, a guy with a bar, radio operator, lieutenant, guy firing in the prone position, guy with a flamethrower. This one here is throwing a hand grenade. This guy is laying down and reaching for an ammo clip. And we have a fella here that's firing on one knee. And then I think there's one other figure. He's way in the back. Let me see if I can pull him forward. There's actually 12 different poses that come in the set. Now this figure here, in the original playset, you get two vehicles. You get a Sherman tank and an LTV, which I think stood for Landing Tracked Vehicle. It was amphibious, and this is the pilot for that tracked vehicle. Now, these are really good. I keep saying that, but I can't praise these high enough. They're really nice. Let's take a closer look at these guys. This is it's rolling around in my hand here. I'm trying to get my thumb out of the way. Fat thumb. This is one of my favorite poses here. This is also a favorite. Actually, all of these are pretty good. It's hard to pick a favorite when you have so many good choices. Look at that. That guy's awesome. This, I gotta say, I've seen pictures of roasted Japanese from World War II. It's really, really gruesome. What a horrific way to die, man. You get this petroleum jelly on you, it's burning, you can't get it off. You roll around in the dirt, it's just not going to come off. And you burn to death. I can't think of anything worse. And they use this quite a bit in the Pacific. Let's see, here's the officer. Hi, everyone. This one is the bar gunner. These are really cool. You guys got to get these. If you like World War II, collecting World War II soldiers, sorry about my hand being in the picture there. You really need to pick some of these up. Now, the bazooka, I'm guessing these are figures from the play set and also from the carded set, because I found two bazooka players here. It's a new instrument. I play the bazooki. And then I found this, and it's like a packaged two bazooka men and two bazookas. So let me put this back down again. So you see here, the bazooka is molded separately. This is what he looks like without his bazooka. He says, "Hey Mo, I'm missing my bazooki." "What do you mean you're missing your bazooki?" "I don't know. I can't find my bazooki. Remember that house with the hoi polloi and I did the plumbing upstairs? I think I left it there." "You chowderhead, now when they use the shower, that's gonna blow up." Three Stooges, brought to you by Iggy. I was going to talk about the Battle of Iwo Jima, but I think you guys come to see the toy soldiers and not to hear me go on and on about stuff. When you talk a little bit about it, the 4th and 5th Marine Divisions were tasked with invading Iwo Jima. Iwo Jima, the island of Iwo Jima, looked kind of like a pork chop with a giant boil on one end of it, which was suribachi. I think it's the name of it, suribachi. And according to people that had actually been on the island, they said it smelled very high sulfur content in the air or something, that it stank pretty bad. Stank badly anyway. The fighting there was very fierce. They thought it would take like 10 days to take the island. It ended up taking a month. And they had to secure the island before they could go on to Okinawa. And there wasn't many Japanese prisoners. There's about 23,000 Japanese, and only 212 Japanese survived as prisoners. The Japanese were not known to surrender like other armies. They would commit suicide, or they would have bonsai charges. There was a bonsai charge towards the end of the battle where the few remaining soldiers charged the Marine camp and almost overwhelmed the camp because it was such a surprise. But they ended up being quickly dispatched once the Marines regained their composure. The famous flag that does come with the set, and it's very well done. This would be a nice little display for your bookshelf at home. Let me see if I can pull back a little bit here for you guys. I really should rehearse these because I sort of am all over the place here. But there's the Marines. Now, if you want to know more about these, the Marines and the Navy corpsmen who raised this flag, read Flags of Our Fathers. It's an excellent book. I highly recommend it. Also, the movie, I highly recommend that. And a really good movie is Letters from Iwo Jima. I really like that. A movie is well done when you're rooting for the side that's opposed to your guys. I mean, you really get wrapped up in the characters of the movie, and you start rooting for them to win. And you're like, oh, wait a minute. These guys are on the other team. But interestingly enough, this flag was not the original flag that was raised on Suribachi. It was the second flag that went up. The first one, one of the Navy officers demanded that it be given to him, and it was a smaller flag, and he took it thinking that would be the flag that would become famous. But because of this photograph here, this second raising of a larger flag became more famous. And the guy who took the picture was accused of having had it posed because it's so perfect. It is a perfectly composed photograph. I have a newspaper from Milwaukee. It's all brown now, but it features this photograph on the front page talking about battles in Iwo Jima. As horrible as the battle in Iwo Jima turned out to be, the one for Okinawa was actually even worse. The closer they got to Japan, the more the Japanese became fanatical in their resistance. So there we have it, guys. The BMC Marines. I highly recommend them. They are inspired by King and Country sculpts. I gotta say, at first I didn't really care for BMC, but what they're doing now, I gotta say I give kudos to them. I appreciate what they're doing. They're releasing a lot of vintage toy soldiers now, so I recommend those to you. Old Marks molds and Timmy Toy and things like that. It's keeping the hobby alive. What's once was not considered a hobby but a lifestyle is now a hobby. But there you have it, BMC Marines. And this is Iggy. Thank you for joining me on Iwo Jima. And I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for getting Iggy with it. And thanks for joining the Iggy Army. Bye, guys. Take care of each other, and we'll see you again soon.